Hello, everyone, and welcome to Daily News in AI Agents. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm Jordan. It's great to be with you. Today is June 28th, 2025, and we've got a packed show covering everything from powerful new local AI tools to major corporate power plays and a legal storm brewing in the world of generative AI.
That's right, Jordan. Let's jump right in with the developer and tooling news, because there has been a flood of new releases, especially from Google. First up is the Gemini Command Line Interface, or CLI. It's an AI agent that runs right in your terminal, and the big news is that it's open source and free to use, up to a limit.
An open source Gemini agent from Google is a big deal. The immediate question is, how does it stack up against competitors? The source material from Venelin Valkov even asks if it's better than something like Claude Code. What are people doing with it?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Valkov's deep dive shows how you can use the Gemini CLI along with what are called MCP, or Model Constrained Prompting, tools to build a completely local retrieval augmented generation app. We're talking a full Next.js application that runs on your machine, using Ollama for local model inference.
Keeping everything local is a huge win for privacy and developer control. And this trend of new, accessible models seems to be continuing. I saw Google also release something called Gemma 3N.
You got it. Gemma 3N is an open, multimodal AI model from Google DeepMind. And when we say multimodal, we mean it handles text, images, audio, and even video. It's specifically designed for easier deployment, which again lowers the barrier for developers to build sophisticated applications.
So we have a free CLI agent and a new open multimodal model from Google. But they're not the only players, right? I saw a note about a model called Jan-Nano.
Correct. That's Jan-Nano 128K. It's a smaller 4 billion parameter model that's a fine-tune of QN3, but it's been specifically optimized for two things: deep research tasks and that MCP tool calling we mentioned earlier. The theme is clear. Powerful, local agents that can reliably use tools are becoming the new standard.
It really seems like this focus on structured agent workflows, like MCP, is where the space is heading. I even saw that Nicholas Renat just launched a new course on deep learning, AI that dives into the differences between MCP and ACP, or agent constrained prompting. The whole ecosystem is maturing fast.
It absolutely is. And that rapid maturity is causing some major shifts in the industry. Which brings us to our next topic here on Daily News and AI Agents, the corporate drama and talent wars.
All right, let's get into it. Who is making moves this week?
All eyes are on OpenAI and Meta. According to Business Latest, OpenAI has just lost 4 key researchers directly to Meta. It seems Mark Zuckerberg is aggressively poaching top talent for his new superintelligence team.
Wow, 4 key researchers at once. In the race to AGI, your top people are your most valuable asset. That has to be a significant blow to OpenAI.
It definitely raises eyebrows, and things at OpenAI might be getting even more complicated. There are reports of an unreleased research paper on AGI that is potentially causing friction in their massive partnership with Microsoft.
That's fascinating. How could a research paper complicate things with Microsoft?
It all comes down to the fine print. Their partnership agreement reportedly has clauses that change depending on when, or if, OpenAI achieves artificial general intelligence. The definition of AGI is the critical point. This unreleased paper might be describing progress that gets uncomfortably close to hitting that definition, creating tension and likely forcing some very difficult conversations behind closed doors.
So, the very technology they are building could fundamentally alter their most important business relationship. That is a high wire act.
Exactly. And speaking of high-wire acts, Let's pivot to the legal and regulatory chaos that underpins all of this, the fight over copyright.
This is the issue that just won't go away. With models trained on vast amounts of internet data, the question of who owns what is a ticking time bomb.
It is, and to make matters worse, the one government body in the U.S. that's supposed to provide clarity, the U.S. Copyright Office, currently has no one in charge. There is a leadership vacuum at the absolute worst time, with no indication of when it will be filled.
You're kidding, so while technology is accelerating, the rule makers are completely stalled. That creates a huge amount of uncertainty.
It does, and into that void, a true heavyweight has just entered the ring. Disney has joined a major lawsuit against the AI image generator Midjourney.
Disney? Okay, that changes the game. This isn't just a small creator anymore. This is one of the most powerful and protective intellectual property holders on the planet.
That's right. This could be the landmark case that sets the precedent for how AI-generated content and training data are treated under copyright law. The outcome of Disney versus Midjourney could fundamentally shape the future of the entire generative AI industry.
So, on one hand, we have developers building amazing local agents with open models. And on the other, we have these massive, unresolved corporate and legal battles that could change everything overnight.
That perfectly sums it up, Jordan. The pace of innovation is incredible, but the ground underneath it is still shaking. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning into Daily News and AI Agents.
We'll keep tracking these stories for you. Thanks for listening.